welcome to this class where we're gonna move a bit into the booty and the core, so a lot of strengthening but also stretching, so we're gonna do both. And let's get started.
And we begin lying on the back in Supta Barakunasana, so bring the soles of the feet to touch. Let your knees fall wide open. And if it feels good, you can grab for opposite elbows above the head to find a bit of a shoulder opening here as well. And you can close your eyes and take a moment to arrive on your mat, feeling into your body, noticing how you're feeling today. Connecting with your breath, taking deeper inhales in and fuller exhales out. 2 more like that. Inhale in, exhale out. Last one, inhale and full exhale, releasing all the air out and getting ready for some movement. So start to blink your eyes open, release the grip of the arms, close your knees back together, and then bring your feet hip distance apart into the mat. Touch your heels with your fingertips and then start to lift your hips up, coming into our first bridge pose, pressing evenly into the feet here and thinking of lifting the pubic bone up. So we don't want to flare out the ribs here, we want to knit the rib cage together and lift up from the hip bones. So finding a long line from the chest to the knees, basically trying to stay really lifted here. This is really going into the glutes, so we want to fire up the glutes and find full engagement there. And we're gonna stay lifted, but we're gonna add a tiny pulse of the hips. So slightly lower your hips and then lift them higher. For 10, 9, hips up, 8, 7, 6, stay with it, last 5, 4 more, last 3, 2, and 1, hips up, squeeze at the top, and slowly lower your hips all the way down into the mat. And right away, lift your legs up towards the ceiling, and then lift your arms up as well, head and shoulders off the mat. Inhale in, and exhale, lift your hips off the mat. Inhale to lower. Exhale, hips up and open your legs into a straddle. Inhale to lower, exhale, hips up. Inhale, lowering, exhale, hips up, straddle. So we're switching from straight legs, hips up, lowering, and then hips up, straddle. 5 more like that. Connect with your breath here. So with every inhale, lowering the hips, with the exhale, lifting up higher. Last 2. Stay with it, finding the core engagement here. And last 1, once you're in your straddle, stay there, keep the hips lifting up, hold it for 1 more breath, and then slowly use your hands to close your legs and place your feet back down into the mat. We're gonna move straight into our next bridge pose, so touch your heels with your fingertips, press into the feet and lift the hips off the mat. And from here, heel toe your left foot 1 inch to the center, and then bring your right knee into your chest, and then begin to straighten that right leg, keeping the hips really up high, so no dropping of the hips here, staying strong through the left glute here, but also feeling the right thigh working from keeping the leg lifted up straight. And we're gonna add our hip pulses, so slowly lower the hips and lift them higher for 8, 7, 6, hips up higher, 5, last 4, stay with it, 3, 2, and 1, hips up and slowly lower the right foot down into the mat, and we're gonna switch it out. So right foot closer to the center, left knee into the chest, and then straighten the left leg, taking a moment here to settle into that shape. So squaring up the hips and keeping the hips lifted up, straight through that left leg, so no bend in the left knee, flexing into the left foot. And we start with our hip pulses. So lift your hips up higher for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips up, and bring the foot down into the mat, coming back to our bridge, and slowly lowering the hips all the way down into the mat. And we're gonna move back into the core, so lift your legs up towards the ceiling, head and shoulders off the mat, and then start to lower your legs further down towards the mat, going only as low as you can keep your spine fully flat into the mat. Inhale, lift your legs back up, and exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Keep especially the lower spine pressing into the mat, so we don't want to have any lifting of the spine. So if you feel like your spine is lifting off the mat, don't go as low. 2 more. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale, lifting up, exhale to lower. Hold it now in your lowest position and reach your arms up above the head. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and gently release. Hug your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side. And then come back into your Supta Barakunasana, so bringing the soles of the feet to touch like we did in the beginning. And then press the soles of the feet together and start to lift your hips off the mat, interlacing your hands underneath your spine. So we're finding a bridge with the feet together, so a Supta Barakunasana bridge. And staying lifted here, start to feel the glutes engaging. Keep pressing the heels into each other. Staying here for 2 more full breaths. Take an inhale in, exhaling out. Full breath in, full breath out. And we're gonna pulse. So lift your hips higher, gently lower, lifting higher for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, 2, and 1. Hips up, and slowly lower your hips down into the mat and hug your knees into the chest, rocking all the way up to come into Navasana boat pose. So lifting the heels off the mat. If you're new to boat pose, you can grab the backs of the thighs. Otherwise, extending the arms long in front and maybe straightening through the legs. But try to not compromise with any rounding in the spine. So we want to keep the chest lifted long through the spine. Inner core muscles are firing up here. Take 2 more full breaths here. Inhale in, exhaling out. 1 more inhale. And exhale, lowering into low boat. So straighten your legs, bring the lower spine into the mat. Inhale, lifting back up, and exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. 2 more. Inhale, lift, exhale to lower. Last 1. Inhale, lifting up, exhale to lower, and hold it here in your low boat, pressing the lower back into the mat. Stay with it. Keep extending long through the legs, long through the arms. Full breath in and full breath out. And with the next inhale, coming all the way back up and crossing the ankles, rolling over the knees, coming into a tabletop position. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And we'll move into cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, arch the spine. And exhale, chin to your chest and rounding. Inhale to drop the belly, looking up. And exhale, navel in, rounding the spine. last one. Find your cow pose. Inhale and exhale to round, and then come back to a neutral spine and extend the right leg along behind, and then draw the foot all the way over to the left. Tap the floor. Inhale through center and exhale over to the right, and moving here into these half circles, rainbow kicks, finding long extension through the right leg, keeping the glutes engaged, finding full range of motion here, lifting the leg up, and then come to center and tap your toes down and lift the leg up, and lifting it up as high as possible. So engage into the glutes here to bring the leg up higher. We'll do 7 more. 6, 5, lifting up, 4, last 3, 2, and last 1. Keep the leg lifting up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it up, and then move your foot out to the right and over to the left, still keeping it lifted up as if we're sliding on a piece of glass or something. Sliding the foot from left to right. Try to stay as stable as possible through your spine and through the upper body, so moving only the leg here, starting through the glute, and then keep the leg out to the right and start to lift it up and down. So it's gentle pulse here. Try to keep pointing the toes down towards the floor for the last 3, 2, and 1, and then bring the leg back to center. Tuck the left toes and lift the knee off the mat to come into a 3-legged dog. You can bend the right knee, open the hip, maybe walking the palms a bit further forward and feeling it out here in your down dog. And then bring the right knee into your chest and step the right foot between your hands, lowering the left knee down, untuck the left toes and reach your arms up for Anjaneyasana, squaring off the hips here, long through the arms. Relax your shoulders, relax your face, staying for 2 more breaths. Inhale in, exhaling out. Inhale here. Exhale, plant your palms, tuck the left toes, lifting the knee off the mat, and then reaching the right arm up for easy twist. You can make a fist with the right hand and rotate into the wrist, into one direction and the opposite. And then bring the right hand down, press into your palms to come back into the 3-legged dog, lifting the right leg up, and then lower the left knee down. Keep the right leg lifted, bend into the right knee and reach the left hand back to grab for the inner right foot, coming into our tiger pose. So kick the foot into your hand, opening the left shoulder. 1 more breath here. Exhale to release, extend arm and leg, and then bring the knee back down, hand back down. Inhale, cow pose, arch your spine, gaze goes up, and exhale for cat, rounding. And back to our neutral spine. We'll move into the left side, so extend the left leg long behind, and right away finding strength in the glute here. And tap the foot over to the right, inhale through center, and exhale over to the left. Finding our rainbow kicks, painting these half circles behind the spine. Try to stay strong through the upper body, moving only the leg here. 2 more rounds in your own pace. And the next time that we're back to center, tap the toes and lift the leg up. Inhale to tap, exhale to lift. Try to not arch the spine here, but the movement comes only from the glute. 6 more, lifting up, lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay lifted, and we pulse for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then staying lifted and start to slide the foot from left to right, moving on that imaginary surface of glass and staying lifted up. Try to move only the leg here, staying stable through the spine, through the upper body. And the next time that the leg is over to the left, stay there and start to pulse. Toes are pointing down and we lift the heel up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And tuck the right toes and lift the left leg up into your three-legged dog. Opening the hip and just feeling it out here for a moment. And then bringing the knee into your chest. Step the left foot between your hands, lower the right knee down and reach your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Trying not to collapse into the hips here, but keep the left hip drawing back, right hip forward. Soften the shoulders, relax your jaw, your face. Full breath in, full breath out. 2 more, inhale in. Exhaling, last inhale, and exhale, bring your palms down into the mat, tuck the right toes, lifting the knee off the mat, reaching the left arm up, easy twist, making a fist with the hand, rotating into the wrist one way and the other, and then placing the palm back down into the mat, lifting the left leg back up, three-legged dog, lowering the right knee into the mat, extend the left leg behind you, and then bend into your knee and reach the right hand back, holding onto the inner arch of the left foot. For tiger pose, kick your foot into the hand, opening the shoulder. 1 more full breath here. Exhale to release, extend your arm and leg long, and then bring the knee back down, palm back down. Inhale for cow, arch your spine, look up. And exhale, cat, rounding the spine. And then stay rounded, press into your palms, tuck your toes and lift your knees just an inch off the mat. So the knees are hovering, we're in our hovering tabletop, where you're feeling the core starts to fire up. Stay with me, 2 more breaths, we got this. Full inhale in, exhaling out. Last deep inhale. And exhale, start to straighten your legs, lifting the hips up. You can walk your palms further forward, coming into downward facing dog. Maybe finding movement here, bending into the knees, pedaling the feet. Feeling into your down dog. Whenever you had enough, you can come into stillness. And then start to lift high onto your toes, rolling forward into a high plank. Palms underneath the shoulders, and then start to lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down, hands underneath the shoulders. Legs are closely together. Tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. And then inhale, lift the chest up. For a low cobra, you can hover the hands off the mat and even the feet if it feels okay in your lower spine. So lifting up here and taking 1 more full breath in, maybe lifting a little higher. And exhale to lower, press into your palms, and then make your way back into downward facing dog, hips up high. Gaze comes between the hands, and we're gonna step the left foot forward and then the right. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold, head down. You can bend your knees. And as this is actually the first time in our forward fold, you can heel toe your feet a little bit wider, maybe hip distance apart, and starting to shift from side to side, maybe grabbing opposite elbows. And starting to feel into the hamstrings here, letting the upper body hang heavy. And then finding a twist, bring the left palm down, reach the right arm up. You can keep a deep bend in the left knee. Maybe bringing the right hand to the inside of the left thigh or to the left hip. Open your shoulder, full breath in, full breath out. Start to lift the arm back up and then switching it out, reaching the left arm up. You can bring a deep bend into the right knee, maybe going straight for that bind, bringing the left hand to the right hip or the inner right thigh, opening the shoulder. Full breath in and full breath out. Slowly release, bring the palm back into the mat, feet back together. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rising all the way up, high mountain, palms to touch. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward, head comes down. Inhale, find your halfway lift, hands onto the shins or the thighs. Exhale, bring your palms down and step the left foot back about 3 feet into our pyramid pose. So the left foot is 45 degrees. If it's too much, you can always bring your hands onto your hips. Otherwise, keep the fingertips down into the mat and fold over the right leg here. Try to square off the hips. So draw the right hip back, left hip forward, stretching deep into the hamstring here. And then step the left foot further back, bending into the right knee. Lift the right arm up for our easy twist again. And then moving into Vashisthasana side plank. So stepping the right foot back on top of the left leg. Staying here or maybe lifting the right leg up. Floating the leg, staying strong in the core here. Take one more full breath in. And exhale, bring the right palm down and move through your vinyasa, maybe keeping the right leg lifted. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the chest. And exhale, downward facing dog, rolling over the feet, hips up high. And then bringing the gaze back between the hands and stepping one foot forward, then the other. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reaching all the way up, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, inhale, reaching up, palms to touch. Exhale to fold, head comes down. Inhale to lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, bring your hands down and step the right foot back about 3 feet for pyramid stance on the other side. So right foot is flat into the mat, 45-degree angle. And we fold over that left leg, right away trying to square off the hips here. So draw your right hip forward, left hip back, stretching deep into that left hamstring. One more breath in. And exhale, step the right foot further back, bend into the left knee and open up. Easy twist, reaching the left arm up. Moving into our side plank, Vashisthasana. So step the left leg on top of the right. Maybe staying here or lifting that left leg up. So floating that left leg, finding your balance, finding your strength. One more inhale in. And exhale, bring the palm down and move through your vinyasa, keeping the left leg lifted. Inhale, upward facing dog, open the chest. And exhale, downward facing dog, hips up high. And from here we're going to stretch out the outer hips. So inhale, lift the right leg up. And then bring the right shin down into the mat, setting up for half pigeon, extending the left leg long behind. And the further we bring that right heel away from the pubic bone, the more intense the stretch. So find your distance. And start to fold over the right shin, melting the upper body down. You can bring the forehead down and start to breathe fully into that outer right hip. Feeling into that stretch. Fully surrendering into that pose. And then start to press back onto your palms, rolling onto the right hip and bringing the left foot all the way around to the outside of the right thigh, setting up for our seated spinal twist. Reach the right arm up, inhale, and exhale, twisting over the left shoulder so the upper right arm is on the outside of the left thigh. Try to find length with every inhale and twisting a little bit deeper with the exhale. come back to center and find your counter twist over to the right. And from here, bringing the left leg all the way back, step the right foot back into downward facing dog, hips up high, and from here we're gonna switch it out, lift the left leg up, and then bring the left shin down, half pigeon, extending the right leg long behind, coming onto the fingertips, squaring off your hips, and from here folding over that left shin, bringing the forehead down, melting the whole upper body down, and breathing fully into the outer left hip, feeling into that stretch. Trying to fully surrender. And then pressing back into the palms, lifting back up, rolling onto the left hip, swinging the right leg all the way around, plant the foot to the outside of the left thigh, right hand behind you into the mat, inhale, lift the left arm up, and exhale to twist over to the right, gaze goes over the right shoulder, and lengthening with every inhale, twisting a little deeper with the exhale. Inhale through center and over to the left, counter twist. And from here, just rolling onto both sit bones and coming into Barakunasana, this time seated. So we're bringing the soles of the feet to touch. Heels are about in one line with the knees. Holding onto your feet and start to draw circles with your upper body, moving into the inner thighs here. And moving into one direction first, and then switching it out, moving into the other direction. And back to center, bring your palms behind you into the mat, feet hip distance apart, windshield wiping the legs from side to side. And the next time that your knees are over to the right, stay there and point the right fingertips to the back of the mat. Bring the left hand next to the right, gaze goes over the right shoulder, breathing into your right waist. Inhale in and exhale back to center. Continue with that windshield wiper until we're again over at the left, staying there. Pivot the left fingers to the back, right hand to the outside of the left, and gaze over the left shoulder. And back to center, windshield wipering one last time from side to side, and then cross your ankles. We are done with our session today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments how you're feeling, and I hope I'll see you soon again. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you'll always stay up to date with all the new videos. And yeah, I always love to hear from you. You can find me on Instagram, or you can just write into the comments, and I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.